Coming off of a big show like Big Bang, of course, people are paying attention to what your next step is. Were you feeling the weight of that at all, or were you just not thinking about that sort of thing?
No, I'm feeling the tremendous weight of it. And, I think Jim feels it too. Jim Parsons, who brought me this project, and our companies are producing it together. It's really hard to know what your next thing should be, or your first thing after that big thing should be. Yeah. And what I do know is that, I do love sitcom. I do believe in the format, and it's a format that really does favor me in a lot of ways. And I think, Darlene Hunt and Dave Holden, our co-EPs, and Darlene, who, really carries the weight of this character, they've created a show that is really celebrating a very unusual woman, a very quirky woman, and, really a cast that is really, designed to kind of show that life really is what you make of it.
How did it come about? Because I think, did it start with Jim and then he brought you on, or how did that all work out?
Jim has had this project, and when he originally asked me about it, I thought he was just asking my opinion. Like, have you heard of this Miranda show, this BBC show? I was like, no, I'll check it out. And I had no idea that he was asking me because he really wanted me to capture this character for an American audience. And he said, Mayim, I'm not just showing you this. Like, I'm asking if you'll be part of it. So it's really flattered, obviously. And it is, those are mighty shoes to fill. The original Miranda obviously has a very British sensibility, and, it's a formidable character. I'm not a stand-up comedian, which the original Miranda was. And so, our American version definitely, has to pick things that work from that, which will work for our audience, and then add things that we hope will also work.
Well, at this point, since you're just shooting your first episodes, how well do you think you know Kat? Do you feel like you still have a lot to do with her, or do you kind of connect with her early?
You mean me personally?
Yeah, you as the actor playing her.
Yeah, no, you saw the first, if you saw the first two episodes, you can see that there's still some back and forth about, exactly what and exactly who she is and exactly how to get her there. But I definitely think that, especially in the scenes with Cheyenne Jackson, who plays Max, like, for me, that's when it's clearest who Kat is. Not just when she's, wondering, does he like her? And is that what's going on? But just like that energy of playfulness. And this is an old friend of hers. And so certain relationships feel better fleshed out just for me as an actor. Yeah. And, Swoosie Kurtz she's so fascinating just for me to watch as an actress. And so those scenes feel clear, but I think Kat on her own talking to the audience is still kind of something I'm getting used to, so it takes some getting used to, do you talk to one camera? Do you talk to all four? Like, we're kind of playing around with it.
Is Kat, the character, is she good at relationships and just hasn't been lucky, or is she actually not very good at them? No, we think she's not good
at relationships. I think it's a combination. Like, I think when you really get down to it, I think she generally avoids, she's really good at other people's relationships and other people's emotions, but when it comes to sort of looking at her own, she's not like a deep, thoughtful, introspective kind of character unless pushed to be so, Okay. And so I think a lot of her life is about moving past some of the uncomfortableness she feels in relationships. And she makes a lot of jokes about it. There's a lot of jokes in general about her past history and only having success, like dancing with an 8-year-old at a wedding once, and he still texts her, like awkward. But I think that it is sometimes hard for women like Kat, to find their place, because she's a lot of woman. She's loud and she's goofy, and that can be hard, for a lot of men and even a lot of women to partner up with. Yeah. So she's a fun character who also has found a lot of ways to branch out so that her life is full. And I think that's really important for us, that while it's important to show, women trying to partner up, and there's many, many shows showing that, that's not the focus of Call Me Kat. And we love that.
There's cats on set. That's a big part of the show. How do you get any work done? Because I would just want to be holding cats all day.
So the answer is COVID. You are not allowed to touch the cats unless you are in direct interaction with them for the purpose of a scene and the action in the scene.
Okay.
So I get very close to their faces and let them sniff me, but that's while I wear a mask. So I'm very excited when I have cat action in a scene. I've learned just about all the names of our cats.
Okay.
There's about a dozen that rotate throughout our episodes, and they are not on drugs and they are not anchored. They are cats who have been raised to be very, very comfortable with lots of people around, and many are ragdoll cats, which are cats that tend to like to plop themselves down.
That's good.
Some of them just take naps. Like, it's very, very interesting, and I love it. I love that about my job, that on breaks I can watch them, and we try and keep them as comfortable as we can, and they have really loving trainers, and it's been very, very interesting having cats there.
Fans, of course, know you from Amy. They know you as Blossom. They're going to get to know you as Cat. Would those three characters be like a trifecta of friends? How do you think they would actually interact?
I think that's a great idea. I think that's I think those are, I mean, there's a lot in common, I think, because I'm a character actress. So a lot of times, character actors will have, a thread that weaves itself through. I generally don't look or sound terribly different than I do. This is kind of who I am. When you get this face and this voice and this presence, it's really, but it is really a blessing for Darlene to be able to pull something, out of me as an actor that I haven't done before and that I haven't seen before. It's the closest thing to me, that I've ever played, but also, so much fun for someone else to write your life.
Yeah, is Kat's fashion style, is that closer to you in real life?
Yeah, that's closer to me. I mean, in real life, I tend to be much schleppier, and I don't put a tremendous amount of effort in really at all. And we do want Kat to look like she puts in an effort, but that it's her own effort. I am a high top sneakers with just about any outfit kind of person, and so that's something that we definitely wanted to incorporate. And also, she's sporty. Hopefully we'll get into later episodes that she's a sports fan. So we wanted her to have kind of an athleticness to her. But yeah, this is a character where I'm not required to wear Spanx. I'm not asked to lose weight. We really get to have me be comfortable in my clothes to try and encourage people to be comfortable in their skin. Again, not something we typically see, in a character on a sitcom. So that's exciting too.
Okay. Last question, and I'll let you go. What do you want audiences to take from the show? How do you want them to feel, or what do you want them to take for it?
I think we could all use a little entertainment. This year's been a beast, and honestly, life is a beast. Like, being alive and having a human experience is definitely a challenge. The last 4 years for some of us have been really, really difficult. In particular, this is a show that leaves all of that behind and allows you to really immerse yourself in some good old-fashioned laughs